Anyway, okay, we're back.
Wait, did you go and watch them dance? You know, when you go to Spain, you definitely have to go and watch their Spanish dance.
In Barcelona, well, I was in Madrid, so I hear there's a lot of that in Barcelona.
A lot of that in
yeah,
Barca.
but yeah, I was in Madrid, so I didn't get to see a lot of that. But
it's fine.
I saw Europe is
quite
nice.
a little. It is.
Yeah,
it is
I
definitely.
had a nice experience.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I
Let's
came
come back
back to see that there was a protest ongoing,
Yes,
a three-day protest by Democracy Hub.
Yeah.
And yesterday, actually, on my way to work, I encountered the barricades.
How did you get to work? Because you had to maneuver
we had to go through. So when I got to 37, I had to take a left turn towards Cantonment.
Okay.
And then come out of the police headquarters and then up to the roundabout here and then go straight.
Oh, they had
we couldn't come through Afrikiko also. So we had to go straight through the Lunch City route.
Oh, okay.
And to TV3.
So to the back.
Yes.
Interesting.
TV3. But I noticed that there was absolutely nobody there when I got there. Heavy police presence on the road, yes, but the protesters were not there. So following the news, we actually found that just 2 people turned up and they were arrested when they turned up with their plaques. And in fact, it was the 3rd and final day. So if you've been following, the Democracy Hub has embarked on a 3-day, what was supposed to be a 3-day demonstration against or to draw government's attention to the effects of illegal mining in Galamsey. After the first 2 days, about 46 people have been arrested according to reports. According to the police, these arrests were because they were obstructing traffic and engaging in certain acts which were inciting violence, including physical confrontations with the police. Some of the reports have been very disturbing. We saw a young lady of 8 years old who apparently had been arrested.
Along with her grandma.
Along with her 62-year-old grandmother, who has been very vocal in all of this. Yes, that's her over there. She's spoken a lot. I watched her address to the press where she was crying, and that was very moving.
I mean, this woman in particular, I mean, during the domestic debt exchange program as well, she also was part of the older people that were protesting. So she's been very vocal about all the ills that she says this government has meted out to older citizens, first of all, and then to the general public, because now she even had a bottle. And she said she visited one of the river bodies and fetched the water herself, just to show to everyone that it wasn't any Milo drink or anything. It is a state of our water bodies, and that is the reason why. So she's not protesting for herself, but for the younger generation, which is why she brought, you know, her granddaughter along as well, just to showcase that really this is going to affect generations to come, which is why we all need to wake up and speak up against Galamsey activities in the country. And so, yes, a number of arrests have been made, including the convener of the Democracy Hub, especially the fact that he was seen in a video taking out the car key of the police towing truck. And he says that the reason he did that was because the police were trying to also tow away a truck that had brought some food supplies, water supplies and other items to the protesters. And he didn't see why that was necessary, which is why he took the key to prevent them from taking the truck away. So yesterday he made himself available, we're told, with a motorcade and all that, to the police station. He had said it that he didn't understand why the police were saying they were on a manhunt for him, especially because he was not hiding. He was actually trying to find out which police station he had to report to, which is why he had not made himself available, but he was going to hand himself over and insist that he's arrested. Those were his exact words yesterday before he made himself available to the police. And so he also has been apprehended by the police. The lawyers have been looking for them because, again, they were not aware which police stations a number of them had been sent to. In fact, there were some who had been sent all the way to the Oyibi police station. And they didn't even understand why that was happening as well. So let's activate the phone lines. We want to hear from you, looking at, you know, the way these protesters were arrested and the fact that the police indicated that they were not supposed to gather at that particular place because they were obstructing traffic, which is why they picked them up. What do you make of how these protesters were handled by the Ghana Police Service? Do you think the police service was right in how they handled them? Or do you think that in actual fact, like others are saying, the police should have even joined in the demonstration, because this is something that affects all of us, every single person in this country and beyond? Because even La Côte d'Ivoire is complaining. In fact, they were also at a point raising concerns about their river bodies, because they were saying that whatever Galamsey activities, you know, were taking place in Ghana, it was affecting our river bodies and in essence also affecting their river bodies, and that would also affect cocoa production. So they were not happy about it. So it doesn't only affect us in Ghana, because the river bodies are all intertwined and they connect to other countries. So it's just a matter of time before we realize how devastating the effects of Galamsey is. And so please, let's hear from you. Would love to hear from you. The phone lines should be activated.
Yes. The phone lines will be displayed on the screen soon. Yes, they have been displayed, so you can call us. But one of the issues that the lawyers of the Democracy Hub protesters are complaining about is the fact that they do not know where specific individuals have been kept. So even though there's a list of police stations where some of the protesters are being held, they don't know who's being held where. So they have said that one of the lawyers, Noah, who was on Ghana Tonight yesterday, said that they have gone to specific police stations and they are not even allowed to see the names of the protesters who are being held there. The protesters have not been allowed legal representation, and they have said that they will be arraigned before court today, but they have not been told which courts these protesters have been taken to, which gives rise to some legal issues there, some very basic fundamental human rights issues there, where if you are arrested, at least from what we know, you must be told in a language you understand the reason you've been arrested and which charges have been preferred against you. And you have to be given the opportunity to speak to legal counsel. But these protesters have not gotten that from the reports we are getting. And they are to be arraigned before court today, still without legal representation. And the lawyers do not even know where to go to find them. And so these are some of the issues. We want to find out from you what you make of all of this. And also the fact that yesterday, the two individuals who arrived with their placards were also arrested. We did not hear of any incidents of violence with these two people, obstruction of traffic and so on, but they were also arrested. What do you make of all of this? Alaji has just joined us on the phone lines. Hello.
Yorona.
Good morning, Alaji. You're welcome to the show.
Good morning. How are you?
Very well, thank you. How are you too?
How's my friend, Roland?
Roland is very well. He's in the North Tongue district this morning, bringing us community manifesto from 9:30 a.m. So we'll see him.
Okay. Thanks to have me. Let me send my greetings to Director General Alaji Yupom, Honorable APA Fini, and Jomoro MP. You see, now, when you look at what is happening in this country, I think it's not good. Because some of us, we lose trust in the police. Because everybody has a right to protest. So when people come out to protest, even if they don't want him and you want to you arrest them, just put them in one cell. Maybe we can organize and come and bail that people. And you put this one here and put this person here. What kind of life is that? This is a threat into our democracy. Because we have a leader who doesn't listen to people. President Akufo-Addo doesn't listen to people. Because of that, and this thing happened in our country. So we just want to tell the police they should be fair for what they did. They shouldn't do something to put people's lives into danger. So we don't want this. So I just want to tell them they should be careful for what they did. Change of government will come very soon. In 74 this time, change of government will be. So what you do, can you continue to do that thing? We don't like that. We don't like that. We need to change our attitude. Let me send my greeting to former women's organizer.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, Alaji.
Mama Lifty, thank you very much.
Alaji, thank you. Thank you so much for calling us. You can also call us. The phone number is on your screen now. Let us know what you make of the turn of events with the Democracy Hub demonstrations, their clashes with law enforcement agencies, their inability to access their legal counsel, and the fact that they are going to be arraigned before court today without their lawyers even knowing where to go to represent them. And if you were part of the protesters, if you were out on the streets, it would be great to hear from you. You can call us and let us know. And if you did not turn up yesterday, even though you were part of the people who turned up on the first 2 days, you can also call us and let us know exactly why. John Boafo has just joined us on the line. Hello, John.
Hello?
Yes, sir. You're welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think people have the right to vote. But the manner in which it was done was very, very wrong.
To vote?
Blocking the 37, the 37 road, the road to the 37 was too bad.
So I think that did not help us. So we need sanity in the country, and it has to be done in a peaceful way.
All right. Thank you, John.
So I'll just read something that the Chief Executive Officer of the National Entrepreneurship and Innovative Program, NEIP, had said in an interview that he granted. He says that the 62-year-old woman who was allegedly arrested by the police was not in fact arrested, but she was rather escorted to get an Uber home. So I'll just read exactly what he says. He says, and I quote, "Kindly ignore the false narrative that a 62-year-old woman was arrested during the demonstration. When the protesters started getting violent, the woman was escorted out of the scene. She said she wanted an Uber to her destination and the police assisted her. Meanwhile, this woman has spoken at a press conference where she indicated that she was arrested with her granddaughter, who is just 8 years old. And in fact, the only reason they released them was because she was now asking for social welfare protection for the little girl, and the police didn't have that available, and so they didn't have a choice than to let her go." And these are her exact words. And so if we hear from a government official who's saying that she was not arrested, but she was rather escorted to get an Uber, it doesn't really add up. And again, one of my concerns was when I saw a group of NPP members and supporters approach the venue, and that's because they were not happy about the destruction of party paraphernalia. So they were coming with their posters and whatever to replace the destroyed paraphernalia, but they were also coming in a way to teach, the protesters some sense, because they looked very agitated, and they were led by the national youth organizer of the party, who said that if they want to protest against Galamsey, they should go to the bush, because that is where Galamsey is happening. And so he didn't understand why they had, and I was quite surprised that he made such a statement.
Exactly.
That he did say, however, that he's not against the fight against Galamsey, but he just thought that the location for the protest was wrong in the first place, and that is happening in the bush. And I wish we could pull up that interview that he had with Armstrong Gold-Alogbe. This was, I think, on the first day of the protest.
Yeah.
He came along with some party members. It was quite disturbing listening to him make those statements. And in fact, he was also making some threats indirectly, if you listen carefully to what he said. So if we're able to pull it up, it would be great so we can watch. But also, I think we have a caller. Do we? Okay, we'll go for Johnny's Bites and we'll continue later with the conversation.